Generally speaking, anxiety is a fear. It is a fear response based on an imagination. So when we are imagining an unwanted future or an unwanted situation or an unwanted state or an unwanted emotion, our body is going to perceive a threat and begin generating an anxious response. If we are trying to avoid an emotion, we will prefer feeling anxiety to feeling shame. We will prefer feeling anxiety to feeling terror. We'll prefer anxiety to guilt and regret or disappointment. So sometimes anxiety is a defense against a feeling. You need a professional to help assess that. Sometimes anxiety has to do with an overactive negativity bias in the brain running rampant with imagination and creating a lot of activation in the system. Empathizing with a fear makes the fear worse. And you can unfortunately begin entrenching the nightmares and the fantasies, the negative fantasies, through empathizing if we're not clear on what we're trying to do. So that's a place that I'd be careful. What you're wanting to do if you're trying to apply nonviolent communication and you're working with anxiety is you're really wanting to get at the needs and what would help, the needs and what would help. You don't want to be empathizing the story. You don't want to get somebody further into their fears. They can end up in a complete freeze response. You don't want to bring them down into their fears. You actually want to activate their courage. And by the way that we activate someone's courage is by finding out what matters to them. So if you can keep the conversations focused on what matters to you about that. Oh, so you're really wanting more safety. What's going to get more safety? Let's talk about how we're going to get more safety. That kind of flow is going to be more productive. Yeah, you want to really get her attention system focused on places of safety, places of security, back into the here and now, not out into the future or the past. Get the person grounded and oriented, and then work with nervous system regulation as well. That you're actually just working as well to get the body back in the present moment. And that, by the way, is empathy, but not in the way that we're often using the word empathy. That is actually empathy, because what we're doing in empathy is we're tuning to the needs in the moment and then finding strategies that will help.